Take a deep breath.
Just speak like you normally would.
Right, guys, welcome to the Waffle. Oh, fucking hell!
I'm fine as well.
You're quite close to the mic. You are
Try
quite close to your
try
mic.
to back up a little bit.
Alright, guys, welcome to the group chat of Waffle podcast. This is the first episode, and I do sound like I'm a fucking robot right now. I actually can't be arsed. I'm keeping that in. That's the intro done now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, this is the first episode of the group chat of Waffle podcast, and you know what? I am bagging us right now, and I'm sure everyone here is. I'm just going to introduce to you what the podcast is. It's basically a group chat that was started on Twitter by me over a year and a half ago. Everyone you see in this call, well, here in this call, is a member of it, and we only recently, about 4 or 5 days ago, came up with the idea of doing a podcast. Well, it's here now. This is our first episode, recording on the Thursday, 11th of February, 2021. And I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's Jack, and yeah, I'm pretty much the podcast host of this. I was the one, I wouldn't say came up with the idea, but I was one of the people who came up with the idea. But yeah, this is the luscious tones you're hearing right now. I'm going to pass you on to Charlie, who will introduce himself now.
Alright, well, I'm Charlie. I'm probably the reason why we're going to court. But I've wanted to do a pod for a while, but I thought now was the right time, considering we've got not really much else better to do. So, Abby, do you wanna?
Yeah, sorry. I'm Abby, 19. And not a original member of Club Waffle group chat, but I am Jack's girlfriend and someone who's encouraged him to do this for a very long time. So I'm glad to be here and be a part of it.
All right, Cody. Oh wait, it was
Hi.
Lewis. It was Lewis.
It's Lewis.
You can go first if you want. You've had that.
Oh.
You've had the.
Yeah, gotta let the bottom of the league go first. I'm Cody, 16, and just happy to be here. Make up the numbers.
Just making the numbers. He is replacing Reese, who is currently not feeling very well, so he's filling in for him. Eddie is also in the call, but he's doing his own thing, so I'm going to let Lewis introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Lewis. Hello.
Oh my.
I've never heard someone say it in such a
I
mellow
thought I
tone.
sounded like a robot. Fucking hell. Anyway,
Hi, I'm Lewis.
I am Lewis.
anyway, we've been yeah, that's everyone. If you didn't get our names, it's Jack, Charlie, Abby, Cody, and Lewis, who are all hosting the podcast today. And yeah.
The Xbox 360 mic.
Do I sound like I'm on an Xbox 360 mic? Did you say?
Well, I wouldn't put it past you, but yeah.
Wait, do I?
Now you sound
Sort of.
Sort of.
It's probably
Oh.
Discord.
Or you being too close again.
No, wait.
No, he's not too close. He's not too close.
Do I sound fine now?
Yes.
Anyway, it's all right. It only records my my mic anyway. Like, doesn't record my audio from Discord anyway.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay, so you can lower your voice if you needed to.
yeah. Anyway, oh god, I need to drop something. Anyway, anyway, first things first, we're gonna get onto something that Charlie briefly touched upon, and there's like a buzzing noise now, isn't
Kids.
Yeah, what was that?
Something that Charlie previously touched on. Kids.
there? Anyway, we're gonna get onto something. We're gonna get onto something Charlie briefly touched upon there. Is the fact that he nearly got us sued.
Sorry.
Whether it was serious, that is the question to you
Still
guys.
yet to find out. Yeah.
I mean, we don't think he was serious about this, but we did have a certain Joe Weller comment on our post introducing the podcast on Twitter, saying that there was a lawsuit coming our way. Obviously, you would have heard of Joe Weller, not us whatsoever. Obviously, if you haven't, if you've been living under a rock, Joe Weller is one of the UK's biggest YouTubers, and that isn't particularly great with someone of that magnitude coming along threatening to sue you, whether it's a joke or not. But yeah, anyway, what were your thoughts of that, guys? Like, seriously, like, that was fucking crazy.
Go on, Charlie, you first, since you did it.
Yeah, go on,
Well-
Charlie. How did you do it?
Well, obviously, Waffling by Joe Weller. The one where him and Theo just talk about, texting nudes on Snapchat.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jesus
brilliant.
Christ.
And
If
I
he
thought-
wasn't serious about suing us, he's definitely going to sue us now.
Oops. No, but
God damn it, Charlie.
there was a resemblance, you could say, a very, very small but quite noticeable resemblance between our two podcast titles, and I may, as a joke, have replied with an towards Joe Weller's Twitter page, and that then led to him responding 6 minutes later. So he's just sat there refreshing his notifications, and then he sees our podcast announcement. And what's the first thing he thinks of?
Lawsuit.
The thing is, though, that is the second lawsuit I've been threatened with in a week. Anyway, we're gonna. So that was just fucking crazy. It was just absolutely bizarre. I'm trying to go down my Twitter now to try and find some of the reactions to it because
Oh.
my Twitter just exploded.
I've got a message for Joe. I've got a message for Joe Weller.
Go on.
I think boxing match, winner gets to win, keep the name. The other has to completely change it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Copper
calling you
box.
out, Joe Weller. I'm calling you out.
in the Copper Box Arena.
Yeah, I think we can sell at Wembley though, but
Yeah.
Goes-
Okay. You know what? Yeah, we'll go for Wembley. So
Goes from waffling to pancakes.
a group chat of pancakes. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we'd win, so it'd be
yeah, no, he'd have to
pancake.
change it, obviously.
Obviously,
No
some
match
of
for
the.
me.
It was funny because at the time, because like I remember everyone just went off the Discord call because it was getting late. It was Sunday night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sunday
night of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the night of the Super Bowl, which I think we'll probably get onto later. Anyway, yeah, we all just, I think it was me, Reese, and Charlie left on the call because everyone else went off. And then
Yep.
Charlie went off. It was me and Reese for a little bit. We were just talking about the podcast and the ideas for it. I introduced the podcast onto Twitter. And then next minute, Charlie tags Joe. Joe replies, and then everyone jumps back on the call with their reactions absolutely baffled to life. We have absolutely no idea what's going on, and me being me, second lawsuit threatened in a weekend. As I said, it's not particularly great. It's not particularly
Yeah.
great for me. I won't lie. I did have a bit of anxiety. Was shaking a little bit. Abby
Sounds
was
like-
luckily asleep, but she did wake up, and I did briefly explain to her, and she was like, "Okay."
So it sounds like what's a scenario from the In-Betweeners.
It does. It's something you can't really make up, but it's funny. But anyway, it turns out that Joe Weller's bringing his podcast back. So yeah, unfortunate but great timing.
He senses the competition. That's what.
Yeah, we've got to take advantage of this now. We've got to milk this Joe Weller bucket dry.
Yep.
And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, as I said, I was a bag of nerves. Everyone. I mean, I was laughing. Like some of the tweets that came in were absolutely amazing.
I mean, some were better than others, I will admit. Some took his tweet a bit too seriously.
I know, yeah, people were too serious about that. I mean, then again, I didn't really know if he was being serious or not.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone did.
You don't think he minded? Yeah, I don't think he
I,
did.
it's just you kind of the way he says it, you think that it might be serious, but then again, as a YouTuber of that magnitude, you would certainly hope it's a joke.
Yeah.
He's definitely joking.
I mean, the common theme between all the replies is the amount of backlash you get for doing that, and I don't think Joel is that stupid. Well, I know
Yeah.
he's not stupid.
You got Reese plugging Lee United into it, which is Reese's football team for those who are listening. That's all well and good, tagging your own football team, but if someone's going to reply with the fact that we lost 22-0, probably not the best idea.
19 Still no,
Oh.
lads.
No.
Oh god. Anyway, just reading some of the tweets now. We got Luke, who is the podcast editor, but I don't know if he'll do the first episode. But if he does, then good on him. I'll have to ask him after. He said, "Cheeky bastard." Charlie Joseph Bloody Wellard.
Well, that's his name, isn't it? I thought that was his name.
Wellard. I mean, I did say, "What are you gonna do? Take my student loan off me?"
You can have a broken Xbox if he wants as well.
Embarrassing that. When since did you earn anything? Did you? Oh, I can't read for that. Luke also tagged Keemstar. Eddie tagged KSI. And and then somebody put a load of Captain Birdseye waffles into it, which I thought was bloody amazing. And then somebody actually said, I mean, somebody did take it seriously in saying you've got a fair few days in court by the looks of it, and he goes through all the podcasts called Waffle with Waffle in their name, and there was one made in 2018. So if he is being serious, which he isn't, then it would be stupid. And who's joined? And it's Tom who's joined.
Hello. How are we?
Do you want to introduce yourself, Tom?
Alright. Name's Tom, also known on Twitter, Shadow Lancer. Shadow Lancer Twitter. I am a unprofessional league racer and Fulham fan. And I also enjoy a bit of Rocket League battle.
Your mic keeps cutting out, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. But yeah, this is Tom, Fulham fan.
Hello.
You can laugh at him all you want, so is Charlie. So you can laugh at him as well.
Equally as depressed as me.
Can't laugh at me though. We're gonna win the league. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Is that?
Don't be delusional, mate. You may be doing well, but that doesn't mean you're gonna win the league.
Yeah, I think we can swiftly go on to our next topic now.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I think we can go onto football now. I guess. Obviously, we introduced the teams that we support. Charlie and Tom support Fulham, who are pretty much going to get relegated. I'm joking, they probably won't. Lewis, who supports Villa, who are flying high, and Cody, I know you were laughing, but you support West Brom. West Brom. Yeah, and Abby supports Preston because of me.
FC
Yes.
Dallas.
I mean,
No, actually.
she supports Preston North End because of me, because I'm a good boyfriend like that.
Yeah.
And Ed also supports Preston North End, but he's in the call, but he's not doing anything. But anyway, so
Speaking of Preston, you do have an important upcoming match.
Yeah.
tomorrow, shitting myself.
Against.
Okay, Jack, not the first time you shot yourself this week.
Wait, how
Blackburn
shut up.
The playoff takers.
Yeah, we've got Blackburn Rovers live on Sky as well, which isn't
And it's
great.
What was that your impression of Martin Tyler?
Oh no, he's just got a very deep voice, doesn't
Sounds
he?
like
And
a
he...
chain smoker.
Oh my god. Like, you have no idea how much I'm shitting myself.
Put Marge Simpson on commentary.
The
Just
Championship
a thought.
commentators are better than Martin Tyler, in my opinion. Like, I mean, right now, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, how important is this game for us? Very fucking important. Blackburn at 8th. They're 6 points off the playoffs. And we're 12th. I think we're 9 points off the playoffs. We have gone through a bit of a slum recently in terms of results. I mean, so have Blackburn in a sense. I don't know, actually. I need to check their recent results. I didn't do enough research. Yeah, they've lost.
They've been quite good, but they've been pretty inconsistent.
They're a good side, which frightens me. I mean, Adam Armstrong's really good, but he hasn't scored in 2021, I don't think, which is very good. I mean, considering we've only scored 3 league goals, I think, all year so far, which isn't very good either.
Up to Ched Evans.
Up to
Try not
Ched... I can say up to Ched Evans, but so we're gonna.
Is this?
Yeah. So I'm really shitting myself, as I've already said. It's not. We're not in a great run of form. Neither are Blackburn in a way. I feel like if there's any chance I feel like we've got more of a chance of beating them tomorrow night than we did early on in the season when they absolutely wiped the floor with us. By the way, which is the first time they've beaten us in a few years, and they gassed about it so badly. So yeah, I think it was the first time they've beaten us since 2015. And in the season we first came up.
Was that with like your full squad fit as well?
No, I don't know actually. I think so. I can't really recall. I know, to be fair, I don't really want to recall.
Yeah.
It was on Sky. It was on Sky as well, I think. I don't know actually.
It's always worth it on TV.
But yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think of the game tomorrow? Are you all in the same boat as me? You all think that Preston are probably going to lose?
I reckon they could edge it.
Reckon?
They could, yeah. Because obviously you said Adam Armstrong isn't in the best.
It's going to be a tough.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it'll be typical North End if he scores an hat-trick tomorrow.
Yeah, or it'll be typical of a Sky Sports hyped up match to end 0-0.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm gonna give my live reaction to these lot on Discord tomorrow as well while watching it, if they're up for that, so you can have so they can hear me having a meltdown.
We can have
well,
it.
but Blackburn's Blackburn's last 5 games all have been 1-0s and a 1-1 versus Stoke. So you know what it's going to be. It's either going to be a 1-0 to Preston, or it's going to be 4-0 Blackburn.
Have they lost any of their last 5 games?
Yeah, so they lost to QPR, then beat Blackburn, then beat Luton, Middlesbrough, drew 1-1 with Stoke, and lost to Doncaster in the cup.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're in all right form. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm just shitting myself even more.
I need to broaden my vocabulary to more than yeah.
So yeah, who have Fulham got this weekend?
We've got Everton.
Everton. I think that's going to be I hate to say it, but considering how good Everton are, I don't see us getting much out of it.
Really?
No, we've not won at Goodison Park for a very long time.
Mm.
I mean, if you watched Everton yesterday.
No, we haven't.
We've sort of got to assess where. Well, we know where we're doing wrong, and it's definitely an attack. But we've got to assess like how we can turn these draws into wins, because it's all well and good going on a 5-game unbeaten run.
Yeah.
But if you've got West Brom that are like within a win behind you, then it's going to be a close one
from time to time. Yeah, I think the thing is, I think in most areas of the pitch that we've got sorted out.
Yeah.
But as Charlie has pointed out all season long, we just haven't scored enough goals.
Yeah,
which is why we've had so many draws. But hopefully, I mean, I know it's only been like 1 or 2 games, but I just hope that Magic can come in now that we've got Josh Magic coming in. I just hope he can make somewhat of an impact, and Mitrovic should get to rediscover his form.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
Because it's like the polar opposite of last time. Because last time we came up, our defence was just not up to par at all, and we suffered the consequences of it.
Oh, shit.
I mean, halfway through the season, nearly all the fan base just came to the conclusion that we were going down. So when we did eventually go down, it was more of like a fine. It was like closure more than just, oh, that's disappointment. Whereas this time we've come up and we've spent better than last time, but
Yeah.
we're suffering from the consequences
Yeah.
of spending too much. But
Well, I can tell you that the last time Fulham won at Everton was in 1975 in the FA Cup, where they won 2-1.
Wow.
Fucking
Jesus
hell.
Christ. 70.
70s. Right. Talking of another relegation threatened team, probably a team that's going down. I'm joking. You've got Sam Allardyce. Anything can happen.
We are going down.
West
Be
Brom.
happy at this.
I'm very looking forward to hearing what your thoughts on this game and
So-
this weekend is.
We play at 2 o'clock on Valentine's Day on Sunday
Who have you got?
against Man United,
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh,
which is what every West Brom fan wants to hear right now. But considering in our last 5 games we've conceded 2, 5, 2, 2, and 2, it's set up to be a thriller for every Man United fan.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, the last time you played at Old Trafford, you won, didn't you? It was in the season you got relegated.
the last game of the season, right?
Yes, it was the game that gave City the title. Manchester City, you are welcome. You know,
I
Jay
mean-
Rodriguez header.
I mean, in the 17-18, was it the 17-18 season you went down? It was hardly
Yes,
in
it was
doubt, was it? That's City were
Yeah.
going it.
But
Yeah.
you know, I'm hoping that new signings make an impact. I thought OK Yokusulu midfield looked alright. Maitland Niles from Arsenal, he was alright. But there's been a little bit of controversy around the Albion lately because of our new striker, Mbaye Diagne, who I actually thought played quite well. Has 2 assists in 2 games, which I thought a pretty decent return. Was pictured wearing a Spurs shirt on his Snapchat story.
Oh no, that's never a good idea, is it? Anyway,
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that Fulham aren't going to be... not Fulham. Fuck, I thought the joke, but anyway, I'll say it anyway. It's safe to say that fucking West Brom aren't the only ones getting fucked on Valentine's Day, is it? So anyway, moving across the Midlands, moving across the Midlands, we're gonna go to Lewis, Villa fan.
Hello. Yeah.
Who have you got?
Well, Villa have got Brighton. Oh god, this is
season
embarrassing.
still.
Brighton away on Saturday, which we got screwed last time we played them. Randomly weren't given a penalty for some reason and lost. But I think Brighton have been in quite good form since the turn of the year. But obviously, we are a very good team this season, so I think we should win it. Whether what Villa turns up, though, really does define that.
Yeah, your last game you lost 2-0 to West Ham, wasn't it?
No, we
3-1
beat
to West Ham.
we beat Arsenal last game.
Oh yeah, I forgot
1-0.
about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Before that, we lost 3-1 to West Ham with Jesse Lingard dancing on us twice.
Making Villa
Wow.
parties down the floor.
That was rather
Where did I
painful.
get 2-0 West? I think I just saw Jesse Lingard's 2 goals and just assumed it was 2-0. But it's 3-1. It was Watkins who scored for you that game, wasn't it? Or did you see it against Arsenal?
Yeah, I think Watkins scored. Watkins has been in really good form
Do
lately.
you reckon he
Go
could be
on,
an
I'll-
outside shout for the Euros?
Yes, but I don't think he'll make it in.
Yeah.
Like I think possibly him, Calvert-Lewin, and Kane might not would be good, but I don't think he'll be too willing to call up anyone new for the Euros.
Yeah, I think they'll pretty much stick to the team they took in 2018 and bring some fresh faces in. Probably Maddison, Grealish, Saka.
Foden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
As long as you play for a top 6 club, you're within a shout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
wanna just get Abby's thoughts on this weekend's football.
What?
Are you gonna watch it tomorrow with me?
Yeah, I will.
You better be.
And when you end up coming to America, I'll be sure to set up the Euros for you,
Oh, this woman.
even if it means I'll have to pay for something extra.
Oh, unreal.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring Abby's family England shirts so they can all so they can watch it England versus Scotland in true English style.
Yes.
Right, because we're going to be playing Scotland in the Euros, and it's going to be televised. I just realised, I was looking at schedules. The opening game against Croatia is on at 2 p.m. here, which means in America it'll be on at 8 a.m. in
Jesus
Texas. So I
Christ.
have to get up early for that. But it's alright, it's 8 a.m. It's nothing. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to be jet lagged for, but
Original concept of the Euros was going to be like, well, this before COVID happened. It was going to be hosted in like several countries around Europe. I wonder how they're going.
Yes.
I think they're still
Well, yeah.
doing it.
Where are they host? Are they still doing that?
I think they're still doing that, but it depends how countries like Germany and all that, Germany and France. I don't know if they're being hosted in them nations, but
I read somewhere that there is an outside shout that England might host it, just England itself.
England would make sense due to just how many stadiums that are suitable we have. However,
Yeah.
COVID and the progress on the vaccine, by then we might be probably almost done with the vaccine.
Might have some fans back as well.
yeah,
Really,
very
I'd hope
limited
that we-
capacity.
yeah. If we
I'm
can
not
get,
sure. Go on.
if we can get restrictions just sort of lifted to an extent by that point, then it will be another repeat of like the country. Hopefully, another repeat of the country in when it was in Russia, of just
yeah.
everyone partying on the streets almost
Yes.
every day.
Although I'm not
Guarantee
too sure how many people would want to watch Ukraine versus Romania at St Mary's.
you. Like, no. Imagine if they gave it to like fucking like championship stadiums. Imagine having to go to like
Derby.
like Pride Park to watch fucking Slovakia versus like Liechtenstein or something. I don't know if they're in the Euros, but fuck it.
I'm only watching for
The
Rodder.
Medeski.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Majewski Stadium.
Imagine going to the Medeski.
Nah, Tom, I told you before, we've got to leave the Reading agenda out.
Yeah, I will.
Jesus Christ.
That laugh is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, anyway, I don't think we finished properly on the Joe Weller stuff, so we're gonna just go back onto
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah.
Tom, Tom, what were your thoughts on that?
It was crazy. I mean, on a serious note, if Joe Weller was actually being was actually being serious with what he was saying, then obviously we would be very happy to just to change the name.
No, we're having a boxing
And
fight
move
for
on
the
from
name.
there.
Yeah, no, that's
We've
confirmed.
decided it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a madman, Lewis. You know that.
Yeah, it's confirmed now. We're going to be having a boxing match at the Copper Box Arena in Manchester.
Wow.
Who's gonna fight for Team Waffle?
Me.
I think,
Right, Lewis.
I've got him.
I
Right.
think
I'll be judge, non-biased. I promise.
Yeah, me, Cody, and Charlie and Abby will be
Yeah.
will be judges, and Tom can be the referee.
Yeah.
Definitely no bias in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dear me. But in all seriousness though, it was just it was crazy because when I
Did we expect it?
went on
No.
Twitter, no, I went on Twitter last
Did we want it?
Sunday.
Yes.
It was before
Yes.
I came onto the voice chat. I looked at what was going on and I thought,
And you thought,
because it was,
yeah.
I just thought, what the fuck is going on? And I went into the voice chat, see what was going on, and honestly, Twitter was it was absolute anarchy on Twitter. It really was.
I know. There was like a few tweets saying, "Imagine watching the Super Bowl while all this Joe Weller beef is going on," and I just felt so proud.
Yeah.
Tears to the
There was
eyes.
some
Also,
class. It was brilliant. Some of the tweets were brilliant.
I mean, there was somebody who photoshopped waffles onto Joe Weller's abs. That was a good one. Somebody said that there was an imposter among us and all that.
Oh, mate. That was brilliant.
because Weller didn't actually reply to my actual because when I mentioned him directly to him, he didn't actually reply to my reply. He replied to the original tweet. So when he replied, I didn't get the notification saying that he'd replied. So I'm watching the Super Bowl. I just load up Twitter to see how people were responding to the podcast is, and then it says 7 notifications. I was like, Jesus, people really like it. So I load it up.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Because I thought the Super. I mean, he seems like quite an athletic person, so I thought the Super Bowl would be something he's watching. I didn't think he would just be refreshing his notifications, waiting for possible legal action.
Yeah. I sort of just saw Reese's tweet then about me having potentially 2 lawsuits. I'll get onto the other one in a minute. Saying I might have to make he said Jack making an OnlyFans to pay off the 2 lawsuits. And if somebody spinning around on a pole that falls over. So yeah, Abby, do you want to help me with that on OnlyFans?
Yeah, definitely. I'll hold the camera.
Just set up the camera and all that. Leave the business to me. Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, we're not
get yourself a supportive girlfriend like me.
So yeah, the stuff she does for me is brilliant, isn't it? I can make a podcast, she encourages me. I make an OnlyFans, she encourages me, and even sets up the camera. Can you make the account for me?
Yeah, I can.
Listen to the very end to get the promo code.
Yeah. Listen to the very end. Yeah.
GC of Waffle for 10% off Jack's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'll put a sale on as well.
All proceeds go towards the studio.
And to help in legal fees.
Help legal fees as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. You got to get the lawyers in.
Yeah.
Injury lawyers for you.
Yeah, injury lawyers for me because I've definitely had an accident at work. Despite it was you who did this. It was you who came up with the second lawsuit. I feel like this is as much as your lawsuit as it is mine.
I mean, all I did was just mention him. I didn't think to be honest, I completely didn't think he'd respond. I thought it was just like a little funny tweet that would get 1 like, and that's it. Because I've only got 2 followers. And then the next thing I see is that, yeah, it was kind of a thing where you're sort of starstruck at the fact that he's replied, because now you've got all these people that are just coming towards the announcement tweet, looking at obviously what's going on, and I don't know, possibly sticking around. Hopefully, if they're here, hi. If not, then go about your business.
Just been reminded of a certain quote that was said by you as well, Charlie, because Reese's tweet has just reminded me of it. You said you reckon you could have him.
Oh well. That's up to interpretation.
Oh, no backtracking now.
No backtracking.
Copper Box Arena. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
We'll do a tag team of Charlie and Lewis now.
I mean, we're gonna have to set one a day. I mean, if we're gonna do the classic August 25th, we're gonna have to probably host it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I reckon you take Theo, I'll take Joe. I think that.
Wow.
I think that's what we do.
God.
Oh my god.
We're coming for all of them.
Jesus Christ.
Work our way up.
Right, so I just want to get an outsider's point of view, simply because she doesn't know. I don't think she knows who Joe Weller is. Abby, what are your thoughts?
Yes. Well, honestly, I was a bit shocked, but I couldn't portray that at 3 a.m. While I was just asleep. Jack's like, "Hey Abby, just got threatened with a lawsuit." I was like, "Oh, because this is a natural occurring thing for Jack. It kind of just happens all the time. He gets into beef with people, so I thought he was taking the piss." And I literally woke up the next morning. I'm like, "Did I hear that right? That Joe Weller's sin?" And you're like, "Yeah, you did." I was definitely not expecting it.
Do you know who Joe Weller is?
Well, not really, to be fair, but.
See, he's irrelevant.
Oh. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to get scrapped or something. I don't know.
But yeah, just to let you know, obviously, I'll educate you a little bit here. Joe Weller, one of the biggest UK YouTubers, he was the one who originally fought KSI before KSI went on this,
and got stopped.
Yeah, he
Well-
got absolutely destroyed by KSI.
Wow.
I remember
I mean,
watching
before
that.
Yeah, watch that fight.
Imagine Showeller's here right now, just fuming.
Yeah. I
come on the
mean,
pod, Joe.
Come on the pod, Joe. We've asked you before, but
Yeah.
you've not replied. Just
Yeah.
like you haven't replied to my Insta DM. But we're just gonna be serious right now. Like we all absolutely respect him. Brilliant YouTuber, brilliant creator, and he's actually done a lot for the UK YouTube scene. So the last thing we want is a lawsuit with Joe Weller.
Yeah.
And that he could throw a punch in a boxing fight.
For God's sake, Charlie.
Fuck it,
You just
right.
ruined the disclaimer.
Just ruined it now. We've just ruined it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like us now. He's actually gonna go forward with it now.
Just think of it as
Yeah.
humble advice.
But yeah, would we say that waffling was one of the inspirations for this podcast? Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah.
I think so. I think it is.
Maybe not the name
Yeah.
though.
Not the
Oh, no,
number
not
one
the name.
inspiration. I think Happy Hour and True Geordie podcast for me is up there as well.
Just happy hour without the dazzling charisma.
Yeah.
Misery hour. Maybe that's what we should call it.
Yeah, Misery Hour. Somebody did say Waffle Hour, so we could have 3 lawsuits. 3 more, like 2 more lawsuits for me. So I would have 3 lawsuits. But, I didn't fancy Jack Mate's suing me since he was literally like the person that got me into wanting to do YouTube and podcasting and all that.
Oh, Jack Mate's a king.
Jack
If he
Mate's
takes us to
brilliant.
court,
Yeah.
if he takes us to court, then we're finished. We're not winning against him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll pull out his pal Ricky Gervais and it's over.
He could be his own lawyer.
Yeah. He could make a rank bank on us, actually. You know what, actually, that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, free publicity, innit?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we got free publicity from Joe Weller. Should we try and get free publicity from Jack
Yeah.
Mate? Probably.
Yeah.
We should
A
probably.
moment in Waffle
We're just going
folklore.
around everyone. True Geordie, you're next, mate.
Oh no, right.
True
Oh,
Geordie
God.
used to block me on Twitter, the prick.
I like True
Oh,
Geordie.
God's sake.
I like him.
Yeah, same.
He's like one of he's one of my bigger inspirations when it comes to podcasting. Like,
Mm.
I mean, him and Lawrence do have their flaws. They can come across a little condescending, but
Yeah.
overall, I think they're great to listen to, especially the kickoff.
Yeah,
The
they
kickoff
are.
is brilliant, even if they do
Mm.
chat some random shit on there sometimes.
Yeah.
They're very good interviewers.
Yeah, they
Very,
are.
very good.
Yeah, they are. They're very good. I'm just taking my jacket off, but yeah, they're very good at
Yeah.
what they do. And I'd say, in terms of British podcasting, British YouTube podcasting, I'd say they're pretty much the forefathers of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't really
yeah, I
think of
agree.
anyone else who did it. I mean, there were probably one, there were a few, but yeah, I can't really think of anyone else who did it.
They're the closest. I'd say we're the closest the UK has gotten to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you say the Joe Rogan experience was an inspiration for this? I don't think it is, because I think we're trying to go with something different.
Yeah, because I feel like people in general just use Joe just because he's pretty much like the king of the podcast scene. Like people, like it's just a broad thing to say. Oh yeah, Joe Rogan inspired us to do this. Because
Yeah.
realistically, I have watched his podcast in the past, but it's like I just find others more entertaining because I feel like with Joe Rogan's it's quite formal. The same with True Geordie, it's quite formal. Like it's not one that you could just hop on in the background and half listen to. It's something that you most of the time the topics are quite interesting to listen to. It's not like
Jack
you know,
Mate's podcast is pretty much that. You can stick it on the background and listen to it. Like, you don't have to be you don't have to put your full attention on it. And yeah, you are right about the True Geordie's podcast and Joe Rogan Experience being that. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, though,
I want us to be that podcast as well. That you can just stick on in the background.
a
Yeah.
recent one I've enjoyed lately. What's Chips and Calfreezy's one? Oh my god, what's it called?
Fellows podcast, isn't it?
The fellas. I think that's a one. It's like if you were to visualize chat in the pub, I think that screams it.
Wait, what is it called?
It's called
Yeah,
the fellas. The fellas.
Oh, who is it? Is it
Cal
is that
Freezy and
Cal Freezy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A British version of Cold Ones, basically.
pretty much. Wait, Cold Ones. Wait, where have I heard? Wait, is
That's
that one?
Max Mofo.
Oh yeah. I remember Max Mofo, like prime YouTube days of that. Him and I swear, him and How to Basics are in that sort of group. I don't know, I might be waffling there.
Oh,
Don't so as Joe. Don't so as Joe.
lawsuit.
Don't so as Joe.
no. Don't keep that in.
Yeah. Do you not want me to keep it in? Yeah. Do you not want me to keep it in?
No, keep it in. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, okay, but yeah, I just wanted us to finish on like we absolutely do respect Joe Weller, and Tom's left. We absolutely do respect Joe Weller. Oh, he's back, and we wish him nothing but the best.
Just going through the dictionary looking for words to copyright.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Jesus.
Other than that, I mean, oh yeah, and the Super Bowl happened.
Super Bowl happened.
I mean, I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to say a word of it. So...
I'm going to pass this over on to Abby because Abby is, with her being American, I think she's been to a few Super Bowl parties at the time.
Yeah,
During
I
that time,
have.
do you want to talk
See,
us through like your
even-
experiences there?
Yeah, even Americans don't even care about the Super Bowl. Like seriously, whenever I went to Super Bowl parties, we literally just spent the whole time just chilling out. Obviously not drinking or anything like that, but because the drinking
Liar.
age is 21. But
Ed.
no, we literally just like hung out and had a laugh. Did whatever. I think one time I actually won a raffle because I got the closest to the score and I won like $100 Bose speaker. So yeah, I think that was the best Super Bowl I ever seen. Besides that, didn't even know who was playing that year. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
What year was this?
It was about a year ago, I would say.
Was it
What, last year?
2019 or 2020?
2019.
Oh, that was that was the first one I ever watched. That was fucking boring. When it was the LA, wasn't it like the LA Rams
It was
versus...
the
Nothing happened.
Los Angeles Rams versus the New England Patriots, 3-13.
Yeah.
Low.
I wanted to get into the Super Bowl. I wanted to get into NFL so bad. So I watched the Super Bowl, and it was just so boring.
Stop, start.
Stop. That was a very stop, start game.
And
nothing happened.
See, what y'all don't realize is that that's like every football game ever. Like seriously, every football game ever is like that, and just take 2 seconds to watch anything else, and yeah, that's why a lot of times when people go to football games, they focus on specific players or their sons or daughters. They don't really care about anything else really because they're really there just to support their whatever.
I see that a lot in American sports. Really, everyone seems to focus on the main players. Like in NFL, you got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
I thought he was brilliant the other night, Mahomes, but everyone just kept dropping the ball. I think there was one throw he did. He was pretty much like dolphin
Sideways.
Yeah,
It was
sideways.
ridiculous.
He threw it, and the cunt dropped it, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
It's like he's done the hard part. Just catch the ball. It's like 95% of your job.
I feel like most people enjoy the halftime show more than the actual game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always the most
sometimes.
The
hyped up
Weeknd
part.
was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought the weekend was brilliant.
I think he's amazing. I think he's amazing. I don't really listen to his music much, but if at all. But yeah, I think he's amazing.
Very good vocal range.
Very
Yes.
good. Brought us a good meme as well.
Oh yeah.
I think every Super Bowl has been a meme because there was one year there was a backpack kid. I think was it the backpack kid who wasn't he at
Yes.
Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yes.
And then Justin Timberlake was one of them. I think he was actually. I think
SpongeBob, wasn't it? 1 year.
Yeah, SpongeBob in sicko mode, and I think I don't know what was last year, but
Last year was I don't know meme, but I know last year I rated the halftime show of last year more than this year.
Oh my.
When was Bruno Mars?
Last
24. Oh, Bruno Mars. Oh no, that was recently, wasn't it?
it's got a bit. I'd guess it's like 2017 or something. I
No,
don't know.
Yeah, it was probably when 24K came out, wasn't it? Whatever that was. Is that how the
I'm-
song
I'm
called?
not-
I don't know. 24K, whatever.
It was 2013. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Really?
I was 2013.
No, or 2014. One of them.
So yeah, I think last year wasn't it Shakira who did it? Last year.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2019, I remember it was Maroon 5, Travis Scott.
Mm.
Talking of Maroon 5, I don't want to get done for slander, but I don't think it's slander when I say this. Why does Adam Levine sound like a fucking dog whistle? That guy's voice goes any higher, my dog will fucking come out the grave and go to him. I mean, that's a bit dark, me making a joke about me dog, but I mean, you got to make light of dark situations. I mean, he's been dead for a few weeks now, so I'm over it. But I mean, like, I'm not trying to go too dark here, but
Yeah, just some nice dark humour to spice up the
see,
podcast.
that's dark humour. That is dark humour.
There you go.
So, I mean, apart from the dog whistle, I like Maroon 5, but
I mean, who won it? Who won it though? This year, Buccaneers, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, who are owned by the Glazers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
Oh, yeah.
United fans were so happy about that. They did. They did an interview with him after it.
Yeah, because owners get a lot of credit in NFL, while in the UK in football it's very much the owners are sort of they either are hated or not really talked about.
Yeah,
I feel like they're not as bad as people make them out to be. Because if you're willing to spend 18, I mean, obviously no one should spend 80 million on Maguire, but they're clearly willing to spend a lot of money.
No, I don't think it's their money. I think that's the issue.
Or is it? Or is it like? I think it's the debt, isn't it? What, didn't they say? I heard something about the debt.
United are liking $1 billion of debt to the Glazers
Wow.
because the Glazers took
Oh.
out a loan to buy United. I think they took out a loan which they held against the club or something like that.
Oh,
I'd say the bad football owners, but they're all right American football owners because I mean they're now tasting success in America with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, fuck me, they bought Tom Brady. For God's sake.
I just think the problem is with NFL is that yes, it's very stop-start, but when a 43-year-old is still winning his 7th Super Bowl, I begin to question whether it is actually that interesting
See,
to watch. Or...
I want to put that down to the fact that, I mean, if Ronaldo wins the Champions League, how old is he? 36, 37 now?
He's an
Right.
athletic specimen.
it's the equivalent of Charlie Adams smacking at top bins in the World Cup final.
I mean, I think it's more down to the fact that these players can keep going. They have the longevity to do it.
Also, I think the position he's in, it doesn't require him to be ridiculously athletic. I don't think.
It's very much.
Well, he throws the ball. That's what he does.
Yeah, but it's precision, it's timing, it's tactical awareness. That's why
But I think that's
why I
more
like
of a
NFL.
mental.
That's why I like
Yeah.
NFL. It takes in a lot more. I feel like it's a more tactical than football is.
Yeah, because you've got more of like to do. Because with a football, you're just kicking it around, dribbling. Whereas in NFL, you've got to have precise throws and everything.
Yeah, you've got to you've got to set your team up. You've got to have these players running in a certain way and all that. That's why I like it, but I think the stop-start nature is what really frustrates me.
I'll
can't
go.
watch it regularly.
I would love to see. I'd love to see England rugby, the men's rugby team in England, versus like the NFL All Stars in like a game of.
Like half and half, I reckon.
Yeah,
half
it's like-
American football, half
I
rugby.
mean, pretty much half and half. You're getting. I think you're pretty much getting Australian rules just without the football nature of it.
Mm.
I mean,
We've all spoken about like football and NFL, but what's everyone's favourite Gaelic football team?
God, Jesus Christ.
oh man, I couldn't tell you.
you're testing my knowledge there.
Go
I
on,
really
Grealish,
do.
go for.
Does Gaelic? Do you
Yeah,
reckon Gaelic football Twitter exists?
it's got to do, surely.
Yeah, I mean, there's this Irish kid I follow who had a Gaelic footballer as his profile picture for a while, and he's
It's like
nice. His name's
it's like the
Jack.
dark web.
Too. His
It's
name's
like
also
the dark
Jack.
web. You dig far enough and you find it.
Yeah, NFL Twitter is also that's interesting.
Anything else we want
NBA
to
Twitter's.
discuss?
I think we should go on the debate on Tom Brady. Because on the topic of the NFL, there are now being because obviously Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl, which is more than any other franchise team in the league.
Wow.
People are now he's won more than the New England Patriots themselves.
Jesus.
He's literally he's insane. But like people are now starting to make the statement that he's the greatest athlete ever to exist.
No, I just don't think that's.
Do you
the
not think
case.
so?
No, I think there's footballers. I think there's just other people who are just, I don't know, better athletes.
I saw a
I
stupid
thought Michael-
comparison, and it was
Was there a popularity thing? Because I've seen one about how people saying he's more popular than
Cristiano Ronaldo.
he's the most popular athlete in the world. I'm just thinking, outside of America, yeah, we sort of know who he is, but we don't. He's not we don't care particularly.
I think that's more to do with the NFL. Like, I think the rest of the world's like sort of attitude towards the NFL. Though.
It's like saying, like Serena Williams, like just because she won the U.S. Open or whatever, Women's Open, she's suddenly the greatest athlete, or Megan Rapinoe or something like that. Like, there's so many other like factors to take into when looking at American football. I mean, yes, if you really want to go into it, in American football, you start out at high school level, you basically play your entire life, and you risk so much, like way more injuries than you would in the UK when it comes to their football or soccer or whatever you want to call it. I know, right? Soccer. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's like a 0.07% chance of any given high schooler going into the NFL. And so like seriously, there are 50 states. There's like so many there's like millions of colleges and high schools. Exactly. It's very, very hard to get into the NFL.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's gotten this far and he's that old, I think that's why people are saying that. But also, it really depends on what kind of skill level you think football is. Because I've seen, some things saying that like sometimes high schoolers play better than some NFL teams,
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe there's some sort of corruption. And I'm not saying that there is corruption, but I'm saying that what if there's like some sort of background going on where like they've been asked to throw the game, just like how some wrestling matches are thrown. Like, oh, I fumbled. Oops, give me $10,000. Like that sort of thing. Because if you look at it, they're being paid multi-million dollars a year, more than the American surgeons, and it's like, do they really deserve that money? Are they really the greatest athletes in the world? Is that really the best way is that really the best you can call them?
Yeah, I think with Tom Brady, I don't really think that his position, like Lewis said before, I think it was Lewis who said it, like his position itself doesn't really require a lot of athleticism. It requires more precision, mentality, tactical awareness, and all that. And I feel like in terms of athletes, probably Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi are probably the greatest, simply because of what they've achieved and the fact that they are absolutely aliens.
Michael Jordan, I think, is up there as well,
Oh,
because
Michael
he pretty
Jordan.
much just. If he hadn't have retired, he would have won more championships than Tom Brady has.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is why we're not going to bring in people like Lewis Hamilton, because they're not athletes, they're drivers.
Oh, wow.
You've just opened a can of worms there. Jesus
I
Christ.
think the more specific point should be like different sports have different like physical requirements that you have
Exactly.
to do.
And
I
the thing
can
with
play
F1 is
volleyball. I can play volleyball, but I'm not expecting me to start for Preston next week.
Yeah.
you'd probably do a better job than some of the players.
Yep,
I know,
definitely, definitely. Like, go on, Cody. Like, what do you think then? Like, out of my comment, do you not think F1 drivers are athletes?
Oh, I believe F1 drivers are real athletes.
So do I.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they
I
have to
think-
do a lot of training, but, and I'm not going to be one of those who say, they just drive the best cars and all that. Like, I
You
believe
just
there's
drive in circles.
yeah, no, I believe there's a lot that goes into F1, and that's why I respect it a lot. That's why I want
Yeah.
to start watching it. But can you inform me then of what the athletic,
So I think the main element that doesn't get seen, obviously the training, because we don't see that, but it's because the cars have no suspension, they have to do a lot of training on their neck. So they have to do training where they might pull 6G on their neck. And we saw,
well, that's the
and
force measurement, isn't it? Like force.
Say again?
Is that like
Yeah.
force? Yeah.
Yeah, and so we saw in the very unfortunate crash of Romain Grosjean last
Yeah.
year, like his crash
It
was
crazy.
his
Oh,
crash happened at, what was it, 37G, 32G, something like that.
Fucking hell.
So like these cars, whilst they're like, yes, they go at like 300 miles an hour,
Yeah.
it's not like they're like unfit. They might lose 5 kilos during a race.
Jesus. Alright, you know what? Fair
think-
enough.
Yeah, I don't know if this. I was in the loop. I'll be honest, but I don't know if this has been discussed. Feel free to call me out if it has. But I think that after the crash, I think the debate to the Halo should come to an end, or at least should have come to an end, because that has saved that Halo. No matter what
Saved
you
his
think of
life.
it, yeah, exactly. It saved Grosjean's life.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing about that crash, and and then just people. I feel like that crash. I mean, not only is it horrific, but I think it's a symbol of what F1 is.
Yeah.
It's not just this driving around in fucking cars. There's so much risks. You gotta bring in stuff like timing and all that sort of nonsense. Not nonsense, but
I
all
mean,
of the
even-
other aspects.
I mean, even just look at like Top Gear. Those dudes have been driving for several years over the course of Top Gear. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, haven't they wrecked a couple of times? Haven't they almost nearly died?
Well, I mean,
And
Richard
they're-
Hammond nearly died twice.
Richard Hammond, yeah,
Exactly.
he's had a couple of bad accidents.
Exactly. So they're professional drivers as well, and they're everyday drivers. I don't think that they could do what F1 drivers do, and they're professional drivers in
Most
a
people
different
wouldn't be able
sense.
most people wouldn't be able to start up an F1 car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people, some of the G-force that F1 drivers have to experience, they might just pass out on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
mean,
I think
yeah.
that there is a little bit more credit given, but again, I think that's where we go back to our original point, that there is no one specific sport where if someone excelled in it, we could say, oh yeah, that's the best sport ever. Even like triathlons or decathlons where you do 10 different things, or even like the Olympics. Even the Olympics, no one wins the Olympics. You win a certain subject, and I think that the Olympics are a great example of that.
I think the Olympics are a great also sort of measurement of like success for different sports. Like, I don't know who won the 2018 Olympics, the 2018 Olympics, 2016 Olympics, because if I'm
I
honest,
think it was the US.
yeah,
Something like that.
I mean, yeah,
Remember, we did quite well.
it might have just been me who never watched a single thing at the 2016 Rio Olympics.
I didn't watch.
I mean, I watched 2008 and 2012, but I didn't watch 2016. I just didn't care for it.
I watched some of it, but not much of it. I watched like the big stuff.
I think
Do you know who I think doesn't get enough rep?
Go on.
Tony Hawk. That man has it
Yeah.
so hard. Seriously,
Remember
every
the
time
name.
he runs into someone, they're like, "Oh, you look like someone who I look like Tony Hawk." Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my god. Yeah, Tony Hawk's gone under the radar a lot, but he's made some great games. But yeah, he's a great skateboarder. So yeah, okay, you know what? Fair enough. Okay, I'm glad to have been proved wrong on that statement about F1 drivers not being athletes. But I now think this is a time to wrap up. Now to wrap up the podcast. We've been recording for nearly an hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got ourselves a decent little first podcast.
Yeah, we did quite well.
So yeah, I mean, I was a bag of nerves at the start, but I grew into it, which is great. I mean, how do you all feel?
I feel like you have a reporter's voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm going. Well, it's a good thing I'm doing journalism.
Today on the M6.
I mean, it was funny because at uni, my teacher said that I don't really put enough enthusiasm in when I speak, and I feel like now I think this is going to be good practice for me.
Definitely.
I think I mean, how do you all feel about this then? Like, what did you how do you feel about this episode? I don't know, how did you feel during it?
It was good.
Gotten a
Also
really
very
good vibe.
as well. Yeah.
We've not finished
Obviously
recording
the
yet.
odd, odd few laughs here and there.
It can be cut whenever.
Yeah.
I think Ed's unmuted his mic.
Yeah, as soon as I've just finished my work as well.
Oh mate, okay. Well, we can get your introduction in, and we'll be like, all right, here's our next guest. Here's our new host for next week's podcast.
I fucking hosting it. You mad?
I mean, you're hosting it with me. I mean, everyone here is hosting it, isn't it?
So why don't you say that?
Yeah.
Why?
Anyway, this is where we're going to wrap things up for now. I'd like to thank everyone on the call for being part of this.
No problem.
You're welcome. You can
No problem.
I mean, Charlie's gone for his tea, by the way, so he's not here. So. Just want to thank everyone who's listened. If you've listened, if you've managed to make it this far, then good for you, because I feel like my voice is fucking boring. Anyway.
If you're not listening, you won't know about this.
Yep. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Tune into Preston Blackbird tomorrow and watch us get smashed. And anyway, I'd just like to say bye. Basically, bye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See ya. We'll see you next week, hopefully. All right.
See ya.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.